Hey y'all, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you're returning. It's Fiery Moon and I'm here to do the General Collective Weekend Vibe reading. This isn't for any specific zodiac sign. So like I always say, just take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that time as well as the energy is fluid and the energy can be vice versa or interchangeable. It is part of the background noise, y'all. It is November 7th as I'm recording this. We currently have Sun in Scorpio, Moon, and Gemini. Um, I'm going to be starting out with the charms. I have the Mixed Emotions deck here. And then I was drawn to the Sacred Creators Oracle deck, to start. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right on in and see what messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection that we need as it pertains to the collective, excuse me, and the energy surrounding this weekend. I feel like saying, how did y'all like that new moon or the full moon in Taurus? The energy is still around. It's going to be around, being that it was a full super moon. I'm still feeling, the same. Like still that, dancing, playful, fun, creative, festive energy. Just within myself. Um, yeah, so this was or at least, it felt really good. It felt really, again, like I said, like really playful, really childlike energy. Um, or at least that's just how I'm feeling. Some of y'all may feel this way, some of y'all may, be feeling the other way. Everybody works with the energy differently. But we're going to see what this weekend has in store because the moon is in Gemini. But as we go throughout the weekend, it will be moving into Cancer. Um, so, yeah, let's jump right on in and see what comes out. Oh, that's two. So that's one. Two, three, and four. So let's see what we got here. So the first one out. Oh, what is this? So we have a bird, some type of bird. I don't know what kind of bird it is. At least, yeah, it looks like a bird. It has a long tail on it. And then we have is this a lotus? That's what I want to say. That's what it's making me want to say, a lotus flower. Then we have a unicorn on like a rocking horse, but it's a unicorn. And then we have a cross. Like I The type of bird, like I honestly don't know what type of bird this is from looking at it, but it's like it almost wants to roll off of my tongue. But I have no idea what it is. Like it wants to come out. Like I don't there really isn't much distinction on the charm itself, but it has like a long tail. Like I don't know. It's making me feel like the energy of like communication. Let me take a look here. Okay, because what I was gonna say was like a hummingbird. But uh, is that what it is? Yeah, it's a hummingbird. And it's making me feel like communication. Um, but almost like because what I'm hearing is whispers, whispers. Um, I don't know. I don't know if you're someone that may like to whisper. um, because what I'm hearing and along with that whispers is like I believe it's a quote that says like God speaks in whispers or something, yeah. But it feels like some type of communication. For some of you, I even feel like um you could be speaking or giving like some type of or be the one giving some type of communication. It makes me feel like for some of you, you could be very soft spoken as well, because I am getting like almost the Empress energy off of this lotus flower here. Um, okay, so I was right because I was just looking up what God speaks in whispers. Because y'all know like I'm not a Bible thumper. I mean, I have read it, and this is not in any shade towards the Bible, but I'm just one of those people that doesn't believe that I need and I'm not saying it like that, but like I don't need a book to tell me what's right or wrong. As they say, like the Bible is written on your heart, so it's not like you have to in a way like pick it up to understand morals and principles, um at least in my opinion. But to those that do, they do, but I'm just not one of those people. But it says God speaks in whispers. It's a children's picture book. And it helps young readers understand how God communicates through creation, the Bible, and the voices of others. It encourages children to listen for God's gentle whispers in their lives. So that's just in the aspect of a book, but in totality, yeah, like some of you, um, like whatever you may be speaking or whatever you're saying, um, I almost feel like it could be, getting to people, touching people in certain types of ways, or even things that you have already said. Um, I think we picked that up in the last reading, in the full moon reading. Taurus rules the throat chakra energy. But then again, like I said, with this flower, the lotus, it's it's really giving me like the Empress vibes. And I feel like for some of you, whether you're male or female, it does not matter. If you're in this energy, it's almost like, yeah, you are, like, because it almost feels like with this unicorn, like you could be rocking the boat. um, quote unquote, for some people. Um, but I almost feel like you're enjoying, like it's almost still giving me like that energy of play. Um, with the unicorn. So some of you are like, just enjoying your uniqueness. It makes me feel like if you are speaking, like your words are like almost, they can be very impactful to others in a way that almost like sticks with them. But then even like with this cross energy here, like I honestly don't even know how to feel about it, because to me, like, it's not a symbol that that I even associate myself with. It could be hold on, y'all. I'm gonna grab another one, but hold on. Okay, y'all, sorry about that. I have to go grab something. Let me get another one for this cross. Can you give me more on this cross here? What is it? Year 4, what is it? What do we need to know? This is a big charm. I don't even know what it is. Let's see. Oh. What do they call this? It's like an axe. Oh no, spirit. Ah, okay. Thank you. Thank you, spirit. Because that's what I was kind of feeling too, in a way. And like I said, like I'm just, I'm not a, a religious person to the extent of, I don't even know how to say this, like, being tied to religion. I'm just me. And that's almost, at least to me, like just being spiritual within yourself. But what this makes me feel like is like, especially with this cross and the axe, and like, hey, like, if it's not your thing, it's just not your thing. But everybody doesn't need to, like, I almost feel like, because it's like feeling like religious type of energy, where like you don't, have to like align or abide by like a certain tradition, or religious practice. You really, you just honestly, like, doing you is like your own religion. So yeah, I feel like what this is symbolizing here is like you don't, abide by, um and I know this may sound wrong to some people, but it is what it is. Like, if it's, bothering you, you can definitely click off. But it's almost like you don't abide by like traditional religious standards or practices, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to, like, nobody says that you have to, you know, align yourself with anything. And I feel like for some of you, like, if you're in this energy, it could be like rocking the boat for others, but it's almost like I'm getting like our lotus is white because they're saying purity, purity. Whatever you're saying, whatever you may be saying, whatever you have said has like almost, what I will say first is that it comes from a pure space, but it's almost like natural for you. Like, it's it's sweet, like, cuz it's a hummingbird energy. Like, it's very, like, it's not like it's they're saying venom, so it's not like it's, you're not spewing, negativity or, toxicity. It's actually, like, some good shit. Like, I really, like, it feels like spirit wants me to go somewhere. Like, to where, like, and what I say that, I just mean like touch on a topic of, because some people could be questioning, not for nothing, could be questioning, their beliefs, their religious beliefs, whatever, you may, or, someone you could be energetically connected to, aligns themselves with. Um, and I'm, like, for the most part, like, I'm comfortable talking about it, but it's almost trying to have me pull from an experience where, like, that I've always had, because, we have like the different religious groups that, will, come, like, they'll come knock on your door or whatever the case may be. And it's not to say that I've ever turned them away. Like, I've given, people, their fair chance, because you never want to just brush people off. But it's not to say like you had, like, I never felt like I had to, at least in from my personal experience, had to align with like a certain denomination or group or whatever the case may be. And I kind of almost felt like that was wrong in a way, to subject yourself to a specific way of being, because to me, God, spirit, or whatever, you decide to call it for yourself, like, you can't say come as you are, but you gotta like come this way. So it always was kind of contradictory to me. But one thing I will always say was, like, when you're talking to, you know, people who are aligned with a certain, denomination, whatever the case may be, I will always ask them one question and they could never answer it for me. So that alone was enough to make me just like, like, I'll just, create my own relationship. And that's what I've always done. And what I will always ask them is like, because they would be like, oh, everyone, it's always the same story, just different names, different peoples, and, different thing, but collectively it was all the same story, just in a way, like, from a different perspective. So, but I will always ask them, and they would tell me like, oh yeah, um, so and so says this, and I know that the gospel is true because of that and all of that. And I would just ask them simply, well, how do you know? Because what you're telling me right now is out of this book. So tell me, what's your testimony? Just because you read it in a book, and that really doesn't hold no weight for me or to me. And I would always ask them, how would you know? And they could never, answer the question. So I'd be like, no shade or hate or, not throwing dirt on what you're doing. But if that works for you, that works for you. But I'm just letting you know, like, that doesn't work for me. And some of you could be in that energy of, if you're in a space right now where you're, you could be or you could not be. I don't know what, your situation is, but it just feels like this energy is about someone who is just not, that doesn't feel tied to, having to put a title or a denomination on what they believe. And that's 100% fine. Or, some people may be thinking like, what have I been, aligning myself with? Because I almost want to do this. Like, it feels like this cross is like more aligned with this energy than this over here, in a way where, I don't know, what you're saying, what you're doing seems more, or may seem like more in alignment to like what God or what spirit is to certain people. Because it feels like this energy over here is actually wanting to, like, I almost feel like break away from the standard or the norm. And meanwhile, this energy is just over here like, it almost feels kind of free. Like, we'll see. Let's see. Because I want to keep these two together and these three together. So let's see. What's going on, energy? Look, because I mean, that's what it is. What's going on, spirit, as it pertains to the collective? What messages do we need as it pertains to the collective and the energy surrounding this weekend? What messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need as it pertains to the collective and the energy surrounding this weekend? I get one more. All right, so bottom of the deck we have grateful, and it says thankful, appreciative, and blessed. Up under that we have shy. Then we have envious coming out with exhausted and surprised. This is different energy out here. Right off the back, I want to do this. Like, I don't like, y'all may not understand, but like sometimes with the way the energy works, the cards, like I can, like they don't want to be next to each other, um or it's to differentiate between the energies, and that's just like how it works for me, and how spirit has, guided me to, work, I guess. um because I feel like right off the back, like this energy, this grateful energy is you. um you're someone who is, they're saying has the attitude of gratitude. um like it almost makes me feel like for some of you, like you're satisfied with, what you have. You're, almost, grateful as well for what you do have. You're, um it's the little things is what I'm hearing. It's the little things for you. And I feel like there's an energy over here who is more aligned with this energy over here. Like if this is someone who, or you could be either of these energies. Place it where it goes for you, but it almost feels like there's someone here who is like kind of like, especially with this shy, like kind of almost hesitant to, like, or like even in a way that's like, how can I say this, like wanting to know like what you're doing. Like I don't know why this keeps coming up. Like wanting to know what you're doing, or like who you're working with, or who you're, who you're talking to. And clearly, like they're saying nobody, like you, it's just like for some of you, like it's just a relationship that you have with spirit, your guides, God, whatever, you call it for yourself. To where they're almost like, if they're like, if this is someone who is like aligned with a certain belief, or whatever the case may be, it doesn't even have to be religion. It's just the belief system that someone goes by is almost different than yours, but it's almost like in a way of like wondering or trying to figure out, or even wanting to inquire about what you're doing, that almost kind of sort of has you in this energy. It doesn't even have to be like envious in the way of like, like the card is depicting, but it's almost like envious of, the relationship, like for some of you, that you have with yourself, and how you choose to, do whatever it is that you do, um outside from the, like, away from the world. Because it's like whatever whoever is in this energy has been doing, it's almost like they've been, especially with this exhausted energy, it's almost like they've been like holding on to, or even, dragging along the beliefs of others. Because I can even see this card as, like not being envious, but almost like I can see like whatever I have been, whatever my belief system is, or whatever, I may have been, aligning myself with, that now maybe I want to, like step away from what, the people that align with this, what they do, like behind closed doors. And it's like someone is tired of that. Like they want to be able to, in a way, like honor and worship, or especially with this respectful here, like with people that align with them. And where it doesn't have to be like, because it's kind of almost giving me like a day and night energy. Like whoever's in this energy, they may do stuff by day, And then, you know, at night, like, and I'm not, you know, I'm just saying things like, not for nothing, that we've all heard. Like, I know I heard it growing up. Like, you know, you got to watch out for the people that are like, you know, overly religious, or, you know, the people that you go, you know, how they used to say, like, you go to the club on Saturday and you in church on Friday. Like, that's contradictory. Like, so it kind of feels like that. And someone could be in that energy, like, where they're tired of doing that, because they're either seeing, like, almost like the hypocrisy behind it, and they're tired of dragging it. And it's almost like, for some of them, they're having the realization, like, yeah, this, I need to be, you know, involved in something that's more aligned to me, where I can, you know, do the same thing, you know, Friday, Saturday, and not, like, it almost feels like someone like, is overly, like, worried about, you know, like, I don't know, because you know, I don't go to church. This is just, like, from what I've heard, and, you know, to an extent, what I've seen, you know, just growing up and in my experience. But you know, I don't, I'm not in these spaces, so I don't know, you know, to an extent, like, what that feels like. Because, like I just told y'all in the last video, like, I don't align nothing, or, you know, align to nothing that just, if it don't feel right to me, I'm not, no. And I'm not gonna front, I'm not gonna, you know, but I've, you know, it's not to say, like, I've never been to church, or, you know, anything like that, but you can feel the vibes, even like, in there when you go. So it is like, I don't know, but that's what this energy feels like. And I'm not saying church is bad. Some people, you know, it works for them. Whatever works for you is perfectly fine. But that doesn't, you know, it doesn't work for everybody. So you have to be able to look at that as well. Cause no, like, it's like, I don't like. You know, the message can come by way of many things. But a lot of people, you know, get caught up, like, on the messenger, and that's where, you know, a lot of people just, you know, fall short, I guess. I don't know, but shit, I get messages all, you know, all the time, in all different ways. But there's, like, to me, there's just, like, not one specific way to get, you know, to get it. Or, you know, it almost feels like someone is used to, you know, or has a belief that this is the only way that you can get this message. And if you're not getting it from this, like, that's too much. That's restriction. I didn't know, you know, God had all of that. Because you, like I said before, you can't say come as you are, but you got to come this way. Like, okay, like, so I don't know. Like, I don't know who this is for or what it's for, but we'll see. Spirit don't ever lead us wrong. So let's see, Spirit. Can I get one for this hummingbird, this lotus, and this unicorn? Too many. This hummingbird, this lotus, and this unicorn. Yeah, see, and then here's that shy energy coming out. Yeah, like I said, I feel like someone is, like, almost wanting to inquire about, like, what you're, like, what even, maybe even asking or wanting to ask, like, what your beliefs are, or, you know, like, I don't know why this is coming out like this, but because it's like someone feels, you know, we have lonely at the bottom, like, they're surrounded by people that they're just not meshing with. And look at Spirit, like, Spirit be showing out, like, Spirit's like, well, fuck it, just go then. Spirit is telling them, like, all right, you tired of being around these people or this, you know, whatever, go. But then we have angry and regretful. Oh man. Like, you know what this makes me feel like with this coming out like this? Like, someone has, you know, could even have been, you know, even questioning themselves, you know, questioning or asking, you know, God, but also getting mad at what God is telling them. or spirit, you know, whatever you call it. But it's almost like I don't like this. Like I feel I don't know what to say because it's not. It shouldn't like. It shouldn't be like this. It really shouldn't. Yeah, because you know. Oh God, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. Because you know, and like okay, for instance, like I read a daily devotional. It's not specific to any religion. Um, but it's all in the way, like at the end of the day too, and how you choose to how what your comprehension is of what you're reading, if you choose to read the Bible. But I just read a daily devotional, and it's just an app that I have. It's a women's devotional, but it's not written like scripture for scripture. Like it's not written like that. It's just like, hey, here's this. Like, so I read it daily, but that doesn't mean like like I'm religious, or like I'm aligned to a certain denomination. Like I said before, it's just a message. I just, you gotta know how to separate the meat from the bones. But I feel like whoever is in this energy, it's almost like they're conflicted, because it's almost like they're angry at like either what they're getting or what kind of messages they're getting, in a way that they're like being hard on themselves, like feeling like even with the anger and regretful, like maybe they feel like they messed up a situation, or they will, like, nah, it's too much. That's too much. That's too much to bear. God ain't like that. At least from my experience, like it's not like that, and I don't believe it should be like that. To where like you feel like almost like guilty, because with this regretful, it's like someone, even like the card says, it says remorseful, sorry, and repentant. Like some people, whether this is you or someone you're energetically connected to, like could feel like God is angry at them for what they've done or things that they've done. And it's almost like, no, God always, gives you a chance to, like the card says, repent, to, show some remorse. But I don't even think it's just not that deep. Or like I said, it shouldn't be that deep. Like, mm-mm. Can I get another one for this hummingbird, shy, and yeah, yeah, because I feel like there's either people or a person watching you that is feeling like, oh my God, like I have so much to uphold, or I'm holding, or trying to uphold so much with this overwhelmed card. And meanwhile, like I said, it felt like it was very free, like you're very free with the fulfill card. Like, yeah. And it says, the fulfill card says self actualize, satisfy, and realize. Yeah. Like, where this energy is like almost like either wanting to, or like holding on, or in this panicky energy, wanting to get to like this place for themselves. And it's very like it's attainable, but it's almost like it's like whoever this is could be wrestling with God right now, or that their beliefs. And like all I can tell you is like it's okay. Like we all come to that point, but you have to just do what's best for you. You don't have to do something because your family, grew up like this, or this is how you were raised. Like, we're all adults here. Um, but okay, they're bringing me back to the reason why I was saying what I was saying about the daily devotional, because not too long ago, you know, with that lonely and the encourage, you know, there's a certain scripture. I can't tell you what it is off the top of my head, because whatever it is, I just don't know. Like, I'm not saying it like in a way that I don't care, or like it's nothing, but I really don't know, because it's not that deep for me. Um, but you know, where God says, He says, you know, come out from among them, and I think that, you know, this is what spirit is, or whoever is in this energy is like, they're trying to encourage, you know, someone, or you know, multiple people to come out from under. Like, I feel like someone is under like a statue, or some type of like limit, and it doesn't feel good. Like, it really doesn't. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all and say like I'm happy to be even sitting here giving this message, because you know, this is, you know, for some people this is a touchy subject, and I completely understand that. That's why, like, I don't push what like I do on anybody, and I'm respectful of what people choose to do for themselves, 100%. Because if that is what works for you, hey, what can I say? I can't do nothing about it. I just know what I you know have to do for me, like, and it doesn't involve that. So I don't know. Let's get one. Can I get one for this cross and this axe? Oh. The cross and the axe, please. Why is this here? Yeah, see, I can't make this shit up, y'all. We have unsure. It says uncertain, doubtful, and indecisive. And again, like, I just want to reiterate, like, I'm not saying either way is right or wrong. There is no like that's the minimal in my eyes. And then at the bottom of the deck we have ashamed, unworthy, disgraced, and humiliated. Yeah, like, oh, can I get one more, please? Like, yeah, like someone, you know, it's that energy of being at a crossroads. But the only, like, I always say, and I always tell people, you can feel what's right for you, or you know, at least you should, you know, be able to discern what feels right to you and what doesn't. Too many, Spirit. Can I get one more? And then we have grief coming out, which says sorrowful, heartbroken, and bereaved. Yeah, like, yeah, this is, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, this is just someone who is like, really, and the simplest way I can put it is like someone who is trying to serve two masters, and you know that it doesn't, it never works out. Like, because like, you can't do that. You have to pick one. And it's almost like someone with the surprise card, which is like the Tower. They're either having like some type of realization, awakening, or some type of, you know, event where they're, you know, realizing like who or what they need to be aligned with. but it's almost still like that energy of, you know, how are people going to look at me with this envious card? Or it's like, it's almost like even giving me like the energy of someone needing to, you know, liberate themselves with the empowered out of this energy, because it doesn't matter. Like, you can't be, you know, worried about what other people are doing, just like they, you know, in a way can't be worried about you or how you do it. It's just like, it is what it is. But what's really sticking out to me here is like this surprise with the respectful, because it's almost like I said, they want to align to something where, like, it's almost like they don't have to like hide, like, because I feel like there's a hiding here. Or, you know, they could be like, even whoever's in this energy could be like seeing how, like, again, the hypocrisy, the contradiction between what people do in public and what they do in private. Like, at the end of the day, other than, you know, certain situations, everything should be in alignment, whether you're in public around these like certain people or places, and it should be the same. But somebody is wanting to be lifted up out of this energy. We have confused, the angry, the lonely, yeah, the worry. Like, yeah, because it shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. I'm gonna get one for the mutual energy. What's the mutual energy, spirit, between these two energies? Look at this. Like, I can't make this shit up. We have the trust card. And then we have the love platonic at the bottom. Like, you just, somebody just wants to be in a place where they don't have to question, and I get it. This energy over here is definitely not questioning, but they have people wondering, and whoever is wondering about this energy here is questioning. And it's crazy that we don't even have a card for this energy, because it almost feels like this energy is already like out, like I feel like on display. Can I get one? Can you show me this energy here, please, spirit? I mean, we've seen it with the fulfilled card, but let's see if I can get another one. I cannot make this shit up. I can't. The encouraged card, yeah. And like I said, it's like that energy of how can I, either there may be someone that could be like wanting to, you know, get to you or come towards you with this frustrated energy, but this is like the way spirit is telling them to, you know, let go. Like, either go, or like, you got to take a leap of faith. Nobody can take that leap of faith for you. And you just have to trust that where you're going to land, you know, is where you're supposed to be. Let's see what's going on. Because this person feels very stuck, and they're, you know, seeing you like almost in a way with this encouraged card. It says hardened, emboldened, and supported. Like, yeah, spirit's your hype man, so you just gonna keep going. I feel that. What's going on, spirit? Can I get one more? So bottom of the deck we have, ooh, I like it. Manifesting and doing, yeah. I feel like this is the energy, that you're in. Yep. Imbalance. I like this. And then we have the raw intentions cards. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like you're in control of your life. And that is the like could even just be the message that someone needs to hear right now, because that's what I feel, because I feel like this energy is already like they're in like basically alignment, but it has people interested, and that's cool. But it feels like a heavy contrast to the energy that they're in, whoever is watching or inquisitive, like, and I get it, like, but it says up under that, it says make a mission statement for your soul. It's basically what I'm getting from this with the Legion Metamorphosis. Make a mission statement for your soul. And like I just said to y'all, what does your soul say? And when you listen to that, that helps you to cut the cords of doubt. Like, the reading is reading itself. You better shut up, spirit. And it says integrate your knowing. And then here's that tower energy, which says light in the unexpected. This is that realization here. I like this a lot. So can I get one for this feminine energy over here with the shy, overwhelmed, and encouraged with the feminine energy? We have welcome the divine masculine and celebrate your wins. Yeah. For some of you, this is a masculine energy that's like literally watching you. And they're seeing you in this energy. Like, and there's nothing there. And then we have the imbalance card here as well. Like, I really don't even know what else to say. Like, you're standing very, bold and confident. You got, spirit is supporting you. Spirit and your spirit team, or, God, however, like I always say, however you like to call it. But it's like, yeah. And this is even, like spirit trying by, like, it's almost like by this person watching you is like spirit's way of encouraging them to come towards you, to align with you. Can I get one for this grief, unsure energy? And this, you, like, I cannot. Thank you, Spirit. It says, nourish the sacred feminine. You have to honor yourself and what you feel at an emotional and soul level for whoever's in this energy. And the way the way to do that is like this says here, what's your honest truth? What's true to you? What's true for you? And then listen, move beyond intention to belief. I cannot make this shit up. Can I get one more? And I'm sorry to keep saying that, y'all, but it is what it is. And listen. We have the external validation. Yeah, it's like, cut that off. Cut that. You got to get rid of that noise. You got to, sometimes how you just got to put your headphones on and tune it out. This external validation, for some of you, is what's holding you back. Worrying about what other people think. Worrying about what other people are going to say. Worrying about, like, what society, or, trying to live up to the standards of what society has. Like, I still, don't even understand where that came from. that whole notion that you have to do what everybody else is doing or be what society says you have to be or do what's like who like no, no. And then look at the bottom, fearless expression. Come on now. Because I almost feel like someone wants to break out, because up under that it says limitations inspire innovation. And like I said, I felt that energy of like someone feeling like stuck or bound or even like restricted in a way. Like no, no, and no. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. Let me grab the tarot deck. I don't even know which one I want to use because they're all just like. We'll go with the lustrous tarot. Need some color. Color up in here. Make sure I got where we at. What's going on, Spirit? As it pertains to this energy and spread. So, bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords, which is an energy of going from chaos to calm. It's in, you know, it's can indicate travel. Like I'm almost feeling it though, like as like the Five of Pentacles, where it's almost like the energy of like seeking like refuge, like from a storm or something of the sort. Up under that we have the Chariot. Yeah, we have the Sun, and we have the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands. And this just makes me feel like for whoever's in this energy, like it's time, like to just like honor yourself as this Chariot energy. This is like, because the Chariot speaks of balance. For some of you, like I even feel like this is like this feminine energy over here in this Chariot energy, where there's like what's the word I want to use? Because it almost feels like energy is coming towards you that, you know, that sees you again like as like, you know, someone who, oh, okay, thank you, Spirit, they're saying respects. So whoever's in this energy can hold a lot of respect for you, and this energy of coming towards you, they could hold a lot of respect for you, because it's almost like, especially with the Chariot here with the Sun, like what you see is what you get, like, and you're not afraid to, you know, like establish, you know, a boundary and hold that boundary. Like you don't care like for going, like if you go against the grain, like, And I also feel like with that, it's almost like there's an air of protection around you as well. But I can also see this as like, hold on, part of my legs. But I could also see this as like spirit encouraging this person to like do the same. Because then with the Eight of Wands and the Ten of Wands, it's almost like by doing this, how can I say, it's like it'll accelerate the process of, you know, ridding you of this Ten of Wands. Like, it's time to let it go. Whatever you've been holding on to, it's time to let it go. This overwhelm and this Ten of Wands is the same thing. And for some of you, like, if you know, you could be holding a boundary as a way of like protecting your peace, your joy, your happiness, whatever the case may be. Whoever's coming towards you, it's almost like they could be wanting to communicate with you, but feeling like almost like they can't for whatever reason, or feel like it would be like I just like it feels weird, like, because it's like they like could feel like it will be hard to get through because they haven't let go of this yet. But even with you holding this boundary, it's almost like it's pushing them to like get rid of the shit, because it's almost like, I want to say, like, this can't come here. You can't approach this person with all of this whatever you're holding on to, this baggage. You can't. But can I get one for this energy, please, Spirit? Welcome the Divine Masculine and celebrate your wins. We have the Justice card coming out. Yeah, it's time to, you know, like, do what's right. It's time to, you know, balance out the scales. We kept seeing that imbalance card. And like, again, for whoever this feminine energy is, they could be sitting or, you know, utilizing Queen of Swords energy right now and communicating, you know, to you. Like, it's time, look, to go to the Lovers. We got the Moon in Gemini right now. Come on. I don't know why, like, I feel like almost saying, like, shoot your shot. Like, I don't know if this could be like an admirer of yours or just someone that you just, you know, you're not connected to anymore in whatever way it goes. But it's almost like, yeah, it's time to get rid of what no longer emotionally serves you so that you can get into alignment with, you know, either yourself or something that just has like a higher standard. Like, and Spirit is, you know, encouraging you to, you know, do what's right. And for some of you, that's apologize. You may need to apologize. We have the Page of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune in order to move forward. And for some of you, like, you know. But it also, you know, with the Page of Cups, that's that energy of purity. As well. But it's almost like, again, like I said, this person, like, it's like they're struggling or grappling with what spirit is telling them to do. Like they're overthinking it, they're stressed out about it. And it could be because of, their past actions. With the Seven of Swords here. Because this is almost like a like spirit in a way with the Hermit too. Is like showing them. Like, I almost feel like saying like nobody's perfect. We all have things that we have done that may not, have been right to others. But like I always say, if you're gonna feel like that, then you should have never did it. But even if you do it, like you gotta own up to it too. Like, so it's like the only way out of this is through. Is what I feel. But they're hesitant with this Nine of Wands, worried about how they're gonna look, afraid to, like, it almost feels like lose some type of, in a way, like with this Nine of Wands and the King of Pentacles. It's like for some of these energies, this, especially if it's a masculine energy, they are battling like insecurities for whatever reason, and realizing like they've been in this King of Pentacles energy for like, because it's like almost what they're used to, but it's limiting. I always say that about the King. He's a very heavy king to me. But they need to soften up. Because then we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups too, They gotta they gotta balance something out. Either with another person or within themselves. Can I get one for this energy over here? Nourish the sacred feminine and external validation. Because I feel like for some of you, whoever, like this energy, like they use, the external validation as like a way to soothe themselves, but it doesn't work. Like it's not a lasting solution. We have the Lovers coming out. Yeah, which is just, basically reiterating like it has to be a decision that this person has to make in order to, get into alignment with themselves. Whoa. Can I get one more to go with this? Nourish the sacred feminine. Because it's almost like there's a connection here between the masculine and the feminine to where like they didn't do that. And it's almost like they're questioning it. It's like they chose, others, or, to follow some type of, tradition, or, just the values or beliefs that they have that wouldn't allow them to, and I can't even say it wouldn't allow them, because it's a choice. It's always a choice to like fully align with this person. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's like, damn, well, I invested a lot of time, energy, and effort into whatever this is, whatever like establishment, whatever it is, some type of association. And now it's like they want to move away from it. but also like wanting to align, with another. Look, that Queen of Swords keeps coming back around. Like, can I get another one, please? Yeah, realizing like it ain't all with the Tower, especially coming out with on top of this external validation. Like, it's not all what it was cracked up to be. Like, it all came, crumbling down. Whatever type of foundation wasn't built on anything real. It wasn't built on, something solid. It didn't have, solid grounding, solid footing. Give me one, like, or, like a, what do you call it? Like the basis of whatever this was. Like, the only way I can say it is like, it feels like some type of belief system or some type of tradition, or, something that someone was trying to uphold, but it was like it was faulty. Can I get one for this Tower? Ooh, that's too many, Spirit. Can I get one for this Tower? Yeah. See? So this person is just like battling within themselves. Give me one more with that Nine of Swords. Like, yeah, because it came from a place of like, especially this external validation. It came from a place of ego, of needing to win, really an energy of just not caring. This is almost like, the Five of Swords could also be like a defeatist mentality that someone has, and just feeling like, well, this is, like I said before, like for some of them, this is, what they've known, or what they've always known, and, they just like almost fell in line with it, but it's not true to them. Because then up under that, we have the Page of Pentacles, yeah. So they're almost like seeing it, with fresh eyes, and that can be, very, very jarring. Because I'm hearing like, I should have listened. Something that this feminine energy has said or is saying, because it's even showing up here again with the Six of Swords, the Queen of Wands. It's like what you said, if you're resonating as a feminine energy, and what this masculine energy seeing, like it can't be denied. It was the truth. It was, clear as day. It's clean cut. It might have been like a little, harsh, or, could have seemed very raw, but it was real. And they see it now. You see that Ace of Swords, what you said is what they see. Because whoever this is looking back. I almost feel like they knew the truth all along, but I don't know. I didn't get one for this trust card. Let me get one for this mutual energy. Can I get one for the trust card, please? And then we'll grab the guidance and advice. Why is this trust card here as the mutual energy? Yes. Yes. The sacred flow of yes. I like that. Because it's like, yeah, look, right now. The now, yeah. Like, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. And can I get one for the yeah, like, now it makes me feel like, yeah, like now is the time. What J. Cole said, the time is now. Wait, what did he say? Oh my god, how does that song go? I can't even think of the name of the song. Oh my god, hold on, y'all, because I got to find it. Bear with me one moment. All right, so I found it. And yes, I knew it was off of what is this? Is this Cold World? And the song is called Sideline Story. And he says, um, let me see, hold on. I might link it. Oh my god, I haven't heard this. Yeah, I might just link it because I can't remember what part of the song. But he says, he says, "Cold world, it couldn't be more clearer. The time is now. It couldn't be more hearer." Yeah, so that's what like it makes me want to say because like Sideline Story, um, yeah, because he says I wish somebody made guidelines for how to get up off the sidelines. Um, yes, this song is old too. But yeah, I'll link it in the description box because this was one of my favorite J. Cole albums. But I haven't I haven't listened to it in a long time. But yeah, now let's make. I'm gonna probably listen to it tonight. But yeah, it couldn't be more clearer. The sacred flow of yes, and it's almost like again, like for some of you with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords coming out here, like it's almost like for one, it's saying to trust what you're feeling. What you're feeling is right. Like your feelings are whatever you're feeling, it's right. Um, but for some of you, again, if this is like that masculine energy, or whoever's in this energy, needing to, like it really feels like whoever needs to. It's a yes from spirit, but it's almost like yeah, just trust yourself. Like you have to trust yourself. And then I say that I say you could feel when something is not right. And for some of you, like not for nothing, this is basically saying like you see and you feel that whatever this feminine energy is doing or how they're aligned is right. Like it can't be denied. Some of you are hiding like the intensity of your feelings for there could be a masculine that's trying to like almost downplay what they feel for you or how they feel about you with the Six of Cups and Knight of Wands with the King of Wands. But it's time for this person to, if this person decides to go after what it is that they want, it's almost like the only thing they can do is grow, especially with the Nine of Cups. If they do what feels right to them, it's the only way for them to level up. I'll get one more and then we'll grab the guidance and advice. Can I get one more for this Queen of Cups? And I'm not saying it like this feminine energy is like the end all and be all, in no way. Like, but for some of you, you do have someone here that could have always like I feel like, oh man, this person could have always, because it feels like it's like in the past, like it's past, like someone is being like either very reflective or thinking back on a situation, but they could have always given you, wise words. They could have even been someone that, like tried to bring, this energy out of you, but it's almost like you didn't trust it, or you didn't trust them because you didn't trust yourself. or you probably never been exposed to somebody that like genuinely wants to see you do well. Like there's a lot of factors that can happen, but I feel like if that's the case for you, like this person never like they weren't like y'all like I almost want to say y'all were supposed to win together. It still feels like almost in a way like they're like it's still possible, but it's on the end of this masculine to step into it, get into it, like Tammy Roman said. Get into it. Can I get I wonder why she just came up like that. But she, she's like one of those feminine energies where she's very raw and blunt, and she's just real and who she is. And a lot of people don't like it, but they can't ever say she, well, I can't say that because I don't know. I am, I don't know what she's doing now, but from what, just from what I seen, like Tammy always kept it a buck. Like, maybe people didn't like, what, the way she said shit, but hey, let me see what she is, because this got me curious. Tammy is she, what is she? She's an Aries. And I mean, hey, that cardinal fire, yeah, I can dig it. 'Cause I got Aries in my chart, and that's just how that's just how it be. But can I get one more for this to go with this Queen of Cups, the sacred flow of yes, and this feminine, they honor their feelings, their intuition as well. Oh, oh God, hold on, y'all. These cards just did something real loud. Oh, thank you. That was crazy. Can I get one to go with this sacred flow of yes and this Queen of Cups energy? Oh my God. Spirit is funny. Look at this. And it's just like, like this is what it means is like, yeah, you need to get into the sacred flow of yes. But I feel like these two energies with the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups coming out is like, it's funny the way that they just came out, because it's like it's almost two people that are, especially with the Three of Pentacles, which is a card of collaboration and teamwork and working together. They are they both feel the same way, but this, it's almost like, you see how like the masculine energy is like looking out towards that external validation. It's almost like the cards need to be like this, where the feminine is looking at her cup and he needs to be looking at the feminine, because it's almost like giving me the energy of like, how can I say this, like, how can I say this, Spirit? This masculine energy needs to, first of all, put these two energies together, where like, because like sometimes the King of Cups could be an energy of, like emotional, like I almost feel like emotional evasion. Like they don't want the water to, touch them. They don't want to, seem, overly emotional, but that still doesn't mean like you have to be like almost emotionless. And it's almost like you can learn. Like I feel like this person is almost like emotionally stubborn to where that water can wash up and it can also recede from this feminine. But it's because like it almost makes me want to say like this feminine knows the value of emotions, where this masculine could almost like be almost avoidant to it, but it's who they naturally are, is what it makes me want to say. So it's like trying to, push away the thing that it is that you need. And it's just like the masculine energy within itself, like that tries to be, unfazed or, unemotional. But it's like, nah, you could definitely learn something here. You ain't gonna, you're not sugar. Like, like that's what my mom would say. Like, you ain't sugar. You ain't gonna melt. Like, if you be like, when we used to say, like, oh, we wanted to, didn't want to go outside because it was raining. She would be like, you ain't gonna melt. But it's also saying, like, this person, wants to also, like, now is the time to, collaborate, to integrate for some of them. And that's what I feel here with this energy. But let's grab the guidance and advice, because I did not mean for this to go that long. What's the guidance and advice, Spirit, as it pertains to this energy and spread? Ooh, I like this. And it says, I don't think I've ever seen this card. It says, ambush fear with your ferocious dream. I like that. Just reading that, like, almost gave me chills. What card is that? 51. And it comes right after the external validation card. So that almost makes me feel like, yeah, this is what, what this masculine needs to pass through. Worrying about, or trying to like receive, or like, again, I was feeling that energy of like soothing with like outside things that are outside of them. So it says, ambush your fear with your ferocious dream. So it says, if I can hold the card. The essential meaning: a time to be courageous, standing up to fear for the big sacred win, a great time to take a risk, your dream being within reach. Feeling stuck, the self-care message says feeling stuck, fear of moving ahead, feeling controlled by fear or uncertainty, a time to release a negative thought pattern, a time to be realistic about risk tolerance, remembering that without small risk, there is no growth, and learning to welcome risk as a teacher. Your fear is an indicator that you are brave enough to challenge the status quo. It is normal to experience fear on the road to success. Every successful creator on the planet has had myriad moments where when they were worried that their idea may not work. Learn to manage your self-doubt and do it anyway. Tell fear to move out of the way and know that your prosperity will come when you are courageous enough to follow your own light down your own path. Innovation always coexists with vulnerability, so allow them to live inside of your dream together. You won't have all the answers, but remember, most of the time the unknown is not nearly as terrible as you could imagine it to be. Sometimes your big fear will actually be as tiny as the field mouse that blocks the elephant's path. Like a gentle giant, Use your great power, presence, inspiration, and regal fear. I can't even get this word out. Regal fierceness to stand up and do it anyway. Find your bravery and go for it. Your dream is worth it. It says fear is a nasty naysayer. How do you respond when it screams mean girl insults like I'm not good enough, I'm not ready, I look like shit? Why would they listen to me? What if I fail? How often do you move ahead in spite of fear? How are you making sure that the desire to reach your dreams is infinitely bigger than the fear you may have of taking a risk? I like that a lot. Can I get one for this ambush your fear with ferocious dream? It feels like the Fool card. Yeah, and with the Hermit coming out, it makes me want to say like, yeah, like it's in you. The light is like it's coming on. Like for some of you, spirit is like, it's time for you to wake up. I love it with the Hermit and the Four of Swords. Yes. And bottom of the deck we have Creator Alchemy, which is like the magician to me. So you have everything you need. You just gotta bring it out and forget like everything. Like I'm not. I don't want to say it like that, but it is what it is. You gotta do you. At the end of the day, that's what matters. That is what matters. I feel like I need to get one more for some reason. Can I have one to go with this Hermit, with this ambush your fear with ambush fear with your ferocious dream? Yeah, because okay, thank you, Spirit. Because like I said, right now Virgo is in the South Node, and it's like I can feel like the Pisces energy even off of this, because that rules our illusions, creativity, imagination, and our dreams. So it's time to move past, and out of that comfortability of the South Node. Yeah. And like I always say with the Two of Wands, the decision is already made with the Two of Wands. You just haven't acted on it yet. And this is almost bringing me, like I said, that crossroads energy. You're unsure, but look at which way he's looking. And then we have the Hierophant, the Seven of Cups, and the Fool. Because you're unsure of which way to go. You just gotta, this is that taking that risk. And again, the Seven of Cups could be a card of, dreams as well. It could be, like a confusion or illusion, but I feel like with the Hierophant here, it's time to, move in the direction and honor the dreams that align with your morals, your values, your integrity. This is that Taurus energy. I like it. If you go after your dreams with the Fool, it's almost like with the Hierophant, it's almost like how can I say it, like it's like Okay, thank you. You create the foundation when you do that. Like, you are the one that decides what is almost like what's worth it or not. What can stay and what can go. You are the end all and be all of your life with this Hierophant energy. And it can seem scary because you don't know. Like I said, this is that energy of, not knowing. And, not knowing what's on the other side of this risk. But it's almost like, I want to say, like, it's creating your own system, beliefs, and standing on that and moving from there. That's it. So as always, y'all, I thank you all for tuning in with me. I definitely hope that it resonated for some of you, and if not, it just wasn't your story, and that's fine. I hope everyone, enjoys their weekend and, is safe. And I will see y'all all on the next one. All right. Later.